maybe.
The reason we have played that is it's a great pleasure to say good morning to Brett Long, the CEO of Kieser. Brett, good morning to you.
Good morning, Darren, and thank you for the opportunity to talk to your listeners.
Oh, look, wonderful of you to be here. Am I allowed to mention what you did last weekend?
Of course.
Surfing down at King Island.
Highly recommend anyone gets down to King Island. Amazing place.
You surfed and ate steak and nothing else.
A very good couple of days.
Where do you surf? Off which beach and which point down there? It's got me fascinated.
Every corner. Every corner. It was fantastic.
Is it the rough seas? We're in middle of Bass Strait here.
Yeah, it's pretty wild down there, but beautiful people, great landscape. Fantastic couple of days.
Cheese? Did you partake in any cheese?
Yeah, we did.
Crayfish?
Cheese crawl. A little bit of crayfish. It was terrific.
Oh, good stuff. But we're here to talk about getting strong, and that is what it's all about. And it seriously, it sounds like a line that you hear and you think, oh, yeah, sure. But Kieser has changed my life, and as I've described before, I didn't realise how the body turns to not a very strong thing once you get older. Doesn't it? You deteriorate.
It's a big problem. So what are your Kieser stats, Darren? How are we going?
They're all right. I'm improving. I committed myself this year to go 3 times a week, and I haven't let myself down. And that is an achievement in itself. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every week, don't miss. And every week I put the weights up to the point now where I am honestly feeling a lot better than I have for at least 5 years, as in strength.
Congratulations. It's great news. Well done.
It is, and it's a thing that is achievable. And I see a lot of people that turn up there and they're in pain, and they've either been through a procedure or something's happened to them. And this is where you rehabilitate people that are weak and have no strength into becoming machines like you and me.
Well, I suppose the context for your listeners is Kieser's been in Germany and Switzerland for 50 years. In Victoria, there's 19 clinics, including Mornington, Geelong, Ocean Grove, Torquay.
Yeah.
And we're opening very soon in Spotswood, which is very exciting, near Williamstown.
That's good.
And later this year in Bendigo. So lots happening in Victoria. But they're centres of excellence for the management of pain, arthritis and healthy ageing. And our team are really passionate about reducing people's pain and keeping them doing what they love into their 50s, 70s and 90s. So golf, gardening, travel, looking great. Or for you, Darren, keeping on that motorbike.
Exactly. And KJ, who is my first wife and still is, she adores it now. She had chronic back pain. She was in a fair bit of trouble for a long time. And they said, Melvin at Fitzroy said, Kathy, I'm going to fix this to the point where it can't be fixed, but to the point where you'll be strong enough for it to give you very little trouble in the future, very, very rarely. And it's true already after, say, a year, I think it is. She hasn't had a major attack, or she'll wake up and can be a bit sore at times, but strong as.
Well, Kath's such a great example of explaining how muscles work and the impact on the body when you can get those muscles turned on again. So,
well, how do they work and how do you turn them on?
I think the way to look at it is to break it into 3 parts. 1 is why do muscles weaken? 2 is what's the benefit once you strengthen muscles, and then how do you actually do it? And it's not super well understood, but you've got as many muscle fibres today, Darren, at 50 as you did when you were 21. So the muscle fibres are still there, but if you're not feeling as strong as you were when you were 21, it's because those muscle fibres have gone to sleep through inactivity or being sedentary or the typical ageing process.
So the fibres remain
still
there.
The exact amount of fibres you had at 21.
But they've dozed off.
They're asleep. Yeah,
because I thought that it was muscle shrinkage and that they sort of deteriorate and go backwards, but they don't.
In men, they often look a lot smaller because of the impact of testosterone. In women, they don't necessarily look that different, but in both cases, as you age, if you're feeling weaker, those fibres are still there. They're just still asleep.
Because, and you are saying this because you are, by the way, a fully qualified physiotherapist, aren't you?
I am a physio, very passionate physio. Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about how do you wake them up and how does Kieser do that to get them stronger?
Well, the benefits of waking it up, if you can let me run through some of the research from a researcher called Wayne Westcott from a couple of years ago, is it reduces pain, back pain, arthritis pain, joint pain, risk of falls, risk of fracture, body fat, reduces cardiovascular disease, reduces risk of cancer and slows ageing. So the impact of waking it back up is enormous.
Wow.
The things it improves is function like golf and motorbike riding, metabolism, survival rates if you get cancer, vascular conditions, so blood flow conditions, and mental health. So Yeah, if it was a pill, we would all be prescribed it, strength training. It's a fantastic modality and it has minimum side effects, negative side effects. So how do you wake it back up? Simplistically, you need to challenge the muscles. And doing a little bit doesn't challenge the muscles. To get the physiological response to wake a muscle up and to get it stronger, you need to challenge the last few movements of the muscle where it's really challenging and hard.
Right.
To the point that it's very fatigued.
So where you work to the point where I can't move it anymore.
That's right. If you can't move that machine any further, that's fatigued the last fibre in your muscle, and that's what creates the response to make it stronger.
And that's what you should do.
And the hardest bit is turning up at least twice a week for 12 months to do it.
And it's quite simple. Every machine you spend 2 minutes on, and towards the end of that 2 minutes, if you're not fatiguing, your weight is too low. And if you're fatiguing prior to the end of the 2 minutes, your weight is too high.
Correct. We just implement the science, and the science shows that within a 2 minute period, you need to reach fatigue to make that muscle stronger.
If you'd like to talk to Brett, if you've got any Kieser stories you'd like to share with us, 133693. Listen to this message that's just arrived, Brett. Darren, I'm 72 years of age. I'm a female. I joined 18 months ago. Lots of back pain. Kieser is my lifesaver. I haven't been to an osteo for 9 months. See you there Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Best thing ever. Haven't looked back. I agree. Did you know, this is true, I played golf for a long time, and I was playing regularly with my son. He was hitting it out of sight at like 230 metres. I was going 190, 180, cracking 200 if I really got onto it. Quite seriously now, consistently over 200 metres. I do not hit a drive under 200.
How's that feel when you're walking off the tee?
Outstanding. And straight, he noticed. He said, "How have you been going to lessons, Dad?" I said, "No, just stronger."
It's a really good point. Yeah, the secret's out around strength now. For a long time, it hasn't been well understood. But we've often laughed at our golfers that are members because they wouldn't tell their friends.
Is that right? There's one machine. It is the one that gets the. Yeah. What's that one where you do both sides?
It's trunk rotation, which is a
rotation.
Really hard movement to get stronger in.
Yeah.
Without some form of machine intervention.
It's so clever. Oh, and the other story I wanted to tell you as well. You said that Scott Pendlebury, champion, goes to Kieser for one machine only, and I thought, I don't know whether that's right. I don't know why. I just thought he must be using other machines or be a part of it. Anyway, he was guest at the Woodsman's Wine Auction a couple of Saturdays ago. So I got him up for a bit of a chat. I said, before you go, Pendles, one quick one. Is it true you go to Kieser for one machine for your back? And he said, that is absolutely true. He said that he's had back issues himself. And he wasn't sure of the number of the machine. He said, I just know the machine. Is it F1.1 or something?
It'd be, I can't talk specifically about Scott, but it would be F3.1.
F3.1. Yeah. And he said he is there for 7 minutes a session. Yeah. And then he'll go home. And he said that is one machine has made I use every machine, but, you know.
Look, it's really cool for us and our members. Nearly all of the Victorian AFL clubs use the Kieser system in some way now, so it's really nice to be out there with a few of the men and female AFL players.
It's unbelievable. We're getting calls through. Brett Long is here from Kieser. He's a qualified physiotherapist at 10 past 10.
3AW traffic with Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience the best.
We have some calls. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I've just had 2 knees replaced 2.5 weeks ago. I'm not really jumping out of my skin at the present time, but I'm going back to do rehab twice a week at the hospital that I had the joints done at. Now, I was just wondering about going to Kieser, whether you've got a program for that, and would it be too early to go there? And do I have to sign up for anything for any length of time?
Yeah, g'day, Jeff. Congratulations. It's a really big surgery, but a really successful surgery in Australia, what you've just had done. And it is a really slow first couple of months. So, yeah, it's not unexpected that you're feeling a bit sore and sorry at the moment. There's 2 parts from knee replacement in terms of function. There's the joint, which is degenerative or a little bit worn out, and then there's the musculature around that. So doing some form of robust strengthening program post-knee replacement is vital to the success of it, and it's not too early to go down to your local Kieser and have the assessment and see whether we can help. I would jump onto that. You can do that in conjunction with the hospital rehab you're doing. And there's a couple of options. You can sign up to be a Kieser member for 12 months, or you can go onto a flexi for a short-term rehab program like yourself. Most of our clients that start on a flexi end up going on and staying on as longer-term members anyway.
Right. There you go, Jeff. So yes is the answer there. Steve, good morning.
Good morning. Steve's out here in Berwick and a past customer of yours. A very happy one, I might say, when you were down in Brighton. But it must be the morning for knees. I've done the meniscus in my right knee twice now, and it's over a half-hour drive to your nearest place. So I'm just wondering what exercises I could be doing while we wait for you to open up a store in Officer or Berwick.
Great to speak to you, Steve. I'm sure we've cross paths at different times somewhere in one of the clinics. We're desperately looking for property in the Berwick corridor, so ideally in the next 18 months we'll have a Kieser down that way. In the short term, there's a number of things you can be doing for knee pain, and I don't know if you can leave your details, but I can connect you up with one of our team that can work through that over telehealth if you'd like to help.
Hold there and we'll get your details. Steve, Bronwyn, we'll pass you back to her. Fran, good morning.
Hi guys, lovely to hear you on Saturday morning. I live in Brisbane and I'm listening very attentively to Brett. I also did the meniscus in my knee about 6 months ago, but it's fine now. I've cured that with acupuncture. But I'm just wondering, do you have any clinics up here? Because I'm 79, I'm still working, but I really start to feel that I'm losing strength.
Oh, Fran, well done. We would be so excited to have you in the clinic. We've got a clinic in Ascot, in Brisbane. We'll soon open one in Coorparoo, and we're hunting.
Oh, you are in Brisbane?
Yep. The second one in Coorparoo will open in 3 or 4 months' time, and they are looking for one in the west of Brisbane as well for 2025.
I'm in the north. I'm near the Royal Brisbane Women's Hospital, so I'm sort of in the middle. But Ascot, I think, would suit me, so it's just a matter of going down and having it looked at, having my strength looked at, because I was going to a gym, but I didn't really like that because there wasn't anyone there to help you.
That's right. And
with doing your strength.
And Brett, tell Fran the stat, mainly with blokes, joining a gym and then 90% over 50 are injured in the first 3 months, something like that?
Yeah, that's the research. Within 12 months, 90% of people over 50 get injured in the gym. But Fran, the Ascot team are a gorgeous team. They'll take great care of you. The first step is to ring or book online, and at that first assessment, we'll make sure we can help. And if we can, we'll put a program together for you.
Great. Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Fran.
Thanks, Fran. To Trudy, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, look, I've got the same as the meniscus. I've actually had a full thickness tear repaired in my left side hip. But it's also now caused, because I'm not walking properly with that, it also has now caused the medial meniscus tear in my right knee. So I'm just wondering, I'm 77-year-old, so it's a bit hard. I'm not sure exactly what I should do. I was having physio when I had the operation at rehab, so I'm just not sure what you could help me with. There is a Kieser in Heidelberg. So I just wondered what you could.
Great question.
A meniscus kind of morning. What is the meniscus, Brett? What does that do?
There's a couple of rings of cartilage.
It's being torn all over the place.
Yeah, it's a couple of rings of cartilage that are in your knee that act like a cushion or a pillow.
Right.
And as we age, it's actually normal for those to degenerate and have little tears in them.
Right.
So with a meniscus, there's two parts to it. There's the pain or the degeneration that happens in the tissue, and then because our muscles are quite wimpy, when there's pain, the muscles turn off. And often by turning those muscles on, you can significantly reduce the pain in the knee because it's actually muscle-driven. So for you, Drudy, the first step would be to pop down to Heidelberg, have the assessment. It sounds like it's something we could definitely assist in, but they'll just find that after the assessment on that first day.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Trudy. To Patritha, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Look, I'm calling on behalf of my husband. He's probably slightly younger than a lot of your clientele. He's 47 and he's a gym junkie. And over the last year, he's had this terrible pain in his shoulder. So he got diagnosed with bursitis.
Oh, that's
and
painful.
I was just wondering. Yes. And now he has, I think, had steroid injections 3 times. That really hadn't helped. He is going to physio at the moment, which sort of helps him, but not as much as he would like to. So I was wondering if Kieser something that he can try.
Yeah, look, absolutely. That bursitis, I had it in the elbow. I had a cortisone injection, had it drained, and it's come good now. Still gives me a little bit of grief, but it's helped me.
It's a really frustrating injury. It can be really slow. We've got people as young as 9 that train at Kieser. There's no age that's too early to start strength training. And what we generally hear for people that start strength training, whether it's at Kieser or somewhere else, is they wish they started earlier. So his age is totally appropriate. And with bursitis, there's a number of different types of bursitis or inflammation of the joint around the bursa. So the first step is the assessment to see whether we think we can help. But often a really robust strength training program can offload the pain caused by bursitis.
Yeah, good. Good news there. We're getting some more calls. You can hang around, Brett, can't you? This brochure fell out of somewhere, and it says it's a Kieser brochure, Kieser Exercise Physiology, Kieser Training Strength for Life. And I opened it up, and then it said on the back where I can go, but that's not all the places.
There's 26 around Australia now.
Yeah.
So that's a brochure from a little while ago.
Oh, it's just an old brochure.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, well, where are the other places? Which I've got a challenge I'm going to set myself, and I'm going to share that with you coming up. Plus, we're getting a lot of calls. Brett is here from Kieser. A lot of people call it Kaiser. Does that worry you? Does that upset you?
I think that will happen forever. Kieser rhymes with geezer.
Kieser rhymes with geezer. And one question, why is it called Kieser?
The founder was Werner Kieser.
Werner Kieser, German, yeah.
Yeah, born in Germany, lived in Switzerland, passed away in 2021. An amazing person.
Did he pass away and was nice and strong?
He was very strong.
Was he?
Very healthy.
Because the machines are good. Hey, you went over there recently to Kieser headquarters.
Yeah.
How did you go with the computer program thing? Because that's your invention, isn't it?
No, they're amazing over there. They've got as I said earlier, 50-year history. And you always come back inspired with the latest research and science into the impact strength can have as we age and on our pain. So, fantastic trip. We're taking a heap of our leadership team over in a few months for the same reason.
Do they have setups the same as here?
Identical.
With the clocks that are all synchronised?
Yeah, very, very Swiss-German, Kieser. It's all identical.
The clocks are atomic time that all are in sync, and the second hand flicks. It doesn't sweep. It flicks from second to second. So when you're on the machines, you lift the machine for 4 seconds, rest for 2, retract for 4, rest for 2, and I'm mesmerised by those clocks.
They are the Swiss railway clocks, and they go by the second.
Is that right?
Yes. Yep.
And every establishment has them, don't they?
Yep.
Brilliant. It's 10:30.
For the best roof in town.
You know how I love riding a motorbike? Two passions is going to Kieser and riding a bike. So what I intend to do, this is a challenge I've set myself, go to every clinic that Kieser has.
In Australia?
Well, maybe Australia. I haven't thought that far ahead, but definitely Melbourne. I've been to Mont Albert, which has just been refurbished. It's unbelievable. I've been to South Melbourne. I've been to Fitzroy, and I've been to Mornington.
Well, based on our Kieser app data, there's 4 of us that have trained at every clinic in Australia, so you might be the 5th.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about Europe.
I want to train at Kieser Dusseldorf. Is there one there?
There is.
Is there?
Yep.
Those clocks, those Swiss clocks, you know how we talked about them and they flick to every second. You were saying they're based on their trains over in Switzerland.
Yeah. For anyone that's been to Switzerland, their trains are efficient and leave on the second, on the minute, and that's the clocks are direct replicas.
So they have the clocks to match the trains. They arrive on the second. Gee, that'd be good if they arrived at Parliament like that, wouldn't it? Luke joins us. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, gentlemen. I live in Williamstown, and I used to go to the Brighton clinic, and just through COVID and circumstances, it was a bit of tyranny of the distance, so I stopped going. But I'm looking forward to the opening of the Spotswood clinic and restarting my Kaiser journey. When is it likely to open? Because I've been seeing the coming soon signs and really keen to get started again.
We're excited to hear that, Luke. A couple of little delays, but it's on track for June the 1st this year. And you can jump online now and register for the foundation offers. And I'll talk about that in a minute, Darren, for the rest of your listeners. But jump online now, get your name down, and June the 1st is kick-off.
And we're getting a couple of how much, because gyms have deals and things, and special 3 months and all that. But what is it cost to go to Kieser? We're getting a couple of inquiries.
Yeah, so for someone like you, Darren, that trains 3 times a week, it's as little as $18 a session. And you can have it as a flexible where you're not locked in for any time period at all, or you can sign up for a 12-month period. It's a little bit cheaper. So they're the two options.
Well, a pint of beer is that much these days at some bars.
We think for the impact it has on your life and to have physiotherapists following your gym program every time you go in, it's really good value.
Can you pay by the session if you want to?
It's on one of those two membership options.
Right.
Yeah. But what we're going to do, Darren, you asked me earlier, is every February we have an offer for members, friends and family where they get 4 weeks free if a friend or family wants to try it.
Yeah.
So we're going to extend that to your listeners. If they call or book online through the website before March the 10th,
yeah,
the first 4 weeks are free to try Kieser.
Oh, that's good. So no obligation.
That's just for our members, friends and family and for your listeners.
Fantastic deal. Good on you. To Georgie, good morning.
Good morning. Just a couple of questions. I've got sciatic issue and a neck issue. If you can help with that, but also just particularly for women as they age, I've heard it's really important to do strength training. Is that something that is incorporated into the exercises?
Yeah, it is. Oh, sorry, I'm taking over here. I'm on machine G5 for my neck. That's built it up strength-wise, Georgie. That's right, isn't it, Brett?
Yeah, that's right. So, sciatic pain and neck pain is multifactorial. We have a lot of research and customer insights into improvements in those conditions with robust strengthening over a period of time, like your wife you were talking about before, Darren. And in terms of for female strengthening and for bone health, the way it progresses with your bone is you go from healthy bone to osteopenic bone to osteoporotic bone, and there's a tremendous amount of research showing that you can reverse the deterioration of bone health, and you can even take it from being osteoporotic back to being osteopenic through strength training. The hardest thing is just turning up twice a week for the first 12 months, and once a week after that you need to turn up to get those improvements. But if you turn up, we see DEXA scans and work with medical specialists all the time where we see reversals of those.
Thanks, Georgie. You were saying, Brett, you once told me that you work the muscle to point of fatigue, and that's the reason you don't recommend you go to Kieser twice 2 days in a row. So the muscle works to fatigue, the next day is a rest day, and then you go the day after, don't you?
So the science and the physiology of a muscle is if you challenge it to fatigue, you do need the next day for it to recover and for it to rebuild and the building blocks to do their thing.
Yep.
And then you can go the day after again to do that process again. It's really important you have that rest day from full fatigue muscle strengthening.
And then once a week attendance to do your course on the machines, it maintains what you've got?
Yeah, so the science shows to increase it, you need twice a week.
Yep.
But to maintain it once a week sufficient. But obviously if you can train 3 times a week...
That's me?
There's other benefits of that as well. But
so I would be improving then, wouldn't I?
Totally. Yeah, if you can fit in 3 times a week, that's fantastic. Twice a week to build, once a week to maintain.
That's it. Thanks for the call, Georgie. To Ari. Ari, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I got a problem. I go for a walk every day, about 3 kilometers. I get a bit wobbly. I think I go a bit out of balance. I think my legs are fairly strong, but what is the reason for that?
Yeah, Ari, hello. There's a number of reasons the balance can be good or bad. Vestibular, vision, the nervous system, your muscle strength, what you're walking on. Yeah. So it's hard to say over the phone. The best bet would be to have an assessment either at a Kieser or with a physiotherapist to see if we or they think they can help. We have balance programs, so we would have... I'm guessing here, Darren, but 2,000 to 3,000 of our members across Australia that train for balance.
For balance?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's a great program. Yeah. But the first step is to have that assessment to see if we think we can help.
And every clinic has a physiotherapist in attendance?
Yeah, so, on the shift when someone's training, there's physiotherapists and exercise physiologists.
And for your first consultation, you have a meeting with a physio, don't you?
Yeah, it's a full assessment because we don't know whether we can help, and, it's very tailored, so we need to understand exactly
what your problem is and what you want to do.
Or whether we need to refer you back to a doctor instead first.
Yeah. Here's a message from Phil, who's emailed me. I'm an above the right knee amputee having trouble with my left knee with soreness and wondering whether Kieser would help being restricted with my prosthetic leg.
Yeah. The way the machines are built, there's no restrictions there. And like the early listeners, knee pain, there's a lot of upside in a robust strengthening program combined with physiotherapy for knee pain. So, again, the first step would be an assessment. But I'd say it's very likely we could have a crack at helping that condition.
Beautiful. To Rick, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Rick.
Thanks for taking the call, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm on work cover system. I injured my spine in a workplace accident, as well as my shoulder, and I was just wondering if that would be covered by work cover, Kieser.
Yeah, go, Rick. Thanks for calling in. We do support individuals that are on WorkSafe. So, again, the first step is to call the local clinic or book online, and they'll go through that process once you come in. But, yeah, absolutely welcome. Other methods of funding are through Medicare, through Enhanced Primary Care, or a number of the health insurers and our funding our programs. Right. So at that first session, our team will help you guide through that process. But, yeah, absolutely love to help your condition.
Because work cover do cover me for physio and hydrotherapy, but it doesn't really do anything in the area of strength. There's a lot of strength over the few years I've been injured.
Yeah, so that's a discussion we would have with the case manager and work through that. But typically, that sort of thing would be well funded.
Thank you so much, Rick. I'll tell you what else I like. The staff, they all have to train as well. Tuesdays is staff training day.
Have you ever been there when they've all been training?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So 11 a.m. every Tuesday, everyone across Australia that works at Kieser trains together. It's terrific.
It is fun. Good.
And we train hard. We reach full fatigue because that's the science is the most important part of the system.
Yeah. So what you're saying, with a couple of the machines that I'm on, I'm doing it quite easily. So I should be putting my weight up until the next time I use it, I'm struggling.
Yeah, if you can make 2 minutes, the science says that you should be challenging your body more to maximise your muscle gains. So next time you come in, you put the weight up a little bit. And if you can make 2 minutes again, then you put the weight up a little bit. It's a very guided system. But if you're not finding the last few repetitions challenging, your weight should go up.
Well, most machines, I'm happy to say, I've been putting up every week once, usually on a Friday.
Oh,
and then I have the 2 days off and I'm back Monday.
Compound that by 12 months and you're going to make a lot of progress this year.
Really? That's good. Then I've set the Kieser challenge. Go to every Kieser round. And that's the thing. If you are a member at say, South Melbourne, you can go to Mornington. You can go to anyone, can't you?
Zurich.
Could you?
Yep.
I love it. Anything else you want to mention, Brett?
Oh, just extending that offer to your members. So just call or book online before March the 10th for the first 4 weeks for free to try it. It's a big deal for us to do that. But Darren, we've loved your support and loved having you in Kieser Fitzroy, and we'd love your listeners to have a crack at it.
To Tom and Will, Jordan is there. Who else? Patrick, and of course Stacey, Indy. I love Indy. Her and I, we're like that. Except her problem, she has got a problem, and so does Tom. He barracks for North Melbourne and Indy's Carlton. So first thing, if you go there and Collingwood's at a loss or something, they're doing well. That's the first topic of conversation.
Yeah, good memories.
Yeah, do they ever? And that's the other thing. You walk in, hi Darren, how are you? Everyone that comes through the door, welcome them. Hi, how are you going? Fantastic place. Hey Brett, we'll see you sooner than later.
Thanks again, everyone.
Thanks for coming in.
Cheers,
that's Brett Long, the CEO of Kieser. Kieser.com.au. Kieser is spelled Kieser. Life changer, game changer. Be strong, stay strong.